You're standing in a space, not just any space, but a space you can create. This space, the frame, the space you can choose to step into. And it's interesting, isn't it? How we all have a way of creating these frames without even realizing it. Maybe you've noticed this yourself. Sometimes you walk into a room, you sense the energy, how things shift, how people interact, how their attention moves, how things just feel. And you can feel the shift in the air when someone takes control of the frame, because the frame becomes their world. And you'll discover you can shape the world inside the frame just as easily as someone else can. You see, when someone walks into a room, or even into a conversation, they're entering into an existing frame, an environment of perception. But what happens when you begin to realize you create that space? What happens when you begin to understand the one who holds the frame, the one who maintains the frame, is the one whose reality becomes the reality that others experience? Imagine you're speaking to someone and their eyes are locked on you. The words you speak carry weight, not just because of the words, because of the way you say them. And with each word you speak, the room begins to shift, just a little. And every moment, every glance, every silence, each is adding more and more to the frame that you're holding. It's like an invisible thread, stretching out and connecting the space between you and the other person. Now picture this. If you're the one initiating, the one asking the questions, the one reaching out first, there's something you might have already realized. The one who wants something, in a way, gives up a little bit of their power. Because by wanting, by seeking, they open the door to vulnerability. And in that moment, the frame shifts. They begin to need something, to desire something from the other person, and that's felt. But imagine, what if instead of reaching, you stand still, grounded, centered, knowing you're the one with the value? Imagine the certainty of knowing what you offer, it isn't just valuable, it's priceless. When you can stand in that certainty, in that belief, the frame begins to shift, because the frame you hold is the one they begin to see. It's like a lens that they didn't even realize they were looking through. And now, the world through that lens is your world. You're not the one who's reaching anymore. You're the one who's being chosen. You become the prize, and they can feel it, even if they don't consciously understand it. You've taken control of the frame. You've created a reality where the power, the energy, the attention flows towards you. It's almost like in every interaction, you're a sculptor, moulding the space, moulding the experience. Every word you say, every pause, every glance, every gesture, it adds to the shape of the frame, moulding the other person's perception, guiding them towards your reality. And they can feel themselves drawn into that space, even if it wasn't their idea. It's a natural response. When you become the frame, they can't help but be influenced by it. Think about it. If you were to enter into a conversation, and the other person started asking questions that perhaps make you second guess yourself. What's wrong with you? Why do you feel like that? They ask these questions not out of curiosity, but to distract you from your frame. They want to pull you out of your space, pull you out of your certainty. But as you listen to their words, imagine something incredible happening. You notice the question, but instead of answering it, you pause. And in that pause, you feel your own frame, your own sense of certainty expanding. You feel yourself settling deeper into the space you've created. You don't need to answer them. You don't need to justify yourself, because as you stand there, in your own certainty, they begin to see your reality. And in that moment, they realize the frame you're holding, the one that you've built with every word, every glance, every action, is the frame that matters. What's powerful here is this. The more you practice holding this frame, the more natural it becomes. The more you believe it, the more others begin to believe it too. And the more consistently you hold it, the more others will choose to align with it. Or of course, they can leave. But those who stay, those who buy into the frame, they're the ones who experience your reality. And in this way, you've mastered the art of framing. And imagine if you were to notice every single time someone else tried to shift the frame, to pull you out of yours. You'd notice it in an instant, wouldn't you? And then in that moment, instead of reacting, you'd simply allow yourself to breathe. Breathe in that certainty, that belief in your own value, and then just rest in it. You might notice your posture shifts just slightly, more grounded, more centered. And when you speak, your words carry that sense of weight, of meaning, of purpose. The purpose of your frame. It's not even about convincing them anymore. It's simply about allowing them to feel it, to experience it, to step into it. They don't even know why they're being drawn to you. They just are. And as you continue to practice this, each time it becomes easier. Each time you begin to realize just how powerful it is to control the frame, to shape the space around you. You can notice how others react to you differently, how the energy shifts when you step into a room. Because when you move the frame, you're the one creating the reality, guiding the interactions, directing the flow of energy. And all of this happens almost effortlessly. Because when you understand the power of the frame, when you begin to trust in the power that resides within you to create the frame, then you become the frame. You're the one holding the space. And others, without even realizing it, will be drawn into reality. Now imagine how easy it is for you to move through life like this. Walking into any situation and knowing, without a doubt, you can create your own frame. And with that frame, you create the world around you, your world, your reality. Just as simple as that.